What's up, YouTube? How you guys doing? It's been a while since my last video, but I'm back and I'm hopefully going to be doing some more videos more frequently, you know, in the next couple of days, next couple of weeks. I'm going to try and post the video at least once a week with some new content and things that you guys might be able to get some value from. So without any further ado, let's get into today's video. Today's video is going to be an update to a few questions that I've had. Actually, let me see here. I'm going to go on my trusty computer here, and let's check out some. Okay, so sorry about that. So I'm looking at my computer right now, and 2 days ago I had a question from Trills. I believe that's how it's said, how it's pronounced. Still waiting. Question mark. And when the response, the question mark, the question is, am I still waiting on my license to carry? Have I received it yet? Yes, I have received my license to carry. I received that actually back in October. There was an updated video posted before when I got it back in October. I had posted it 2 days after I received it, actually. But the issue that there was with the video and why I took the video down was because there were some PII issues with the video. And so I did not want to keep that posted online because, again, it is PII. And for those of you who do not know what PII is personal identifiable information. So things that you don't want out there on the internet. So I took it down. Anyways, also from Trills a day ago, you're welcome for the reply. Sorry, hopefully, this video will answer some of your questions and any further questions that anyone else might have later on down the road. You asked about, you said, what are some good things to say to the police chief? So you're actually not going to be interviewed by the police chief himself. Well, let me take that back. Depending on where you are going to be, where you're going to go for your application. So whatever town you're in depends on who's going to be the one interviewing you. In my case, in my town, I was not interviewed by the police chief. I was interviewed by a detective that was part of the police department. I was, if you look on the website, on town site, it tells you procedures on what they want you to do. So in my case, it was call ahead of time, and set up an appointment to be seen. Don't just come in there. Don't just walk in there with the application and drop it off and leave. They want you to come in there with the application that day, with your fees and your certifications, and apply for the license that day. In my case, I applied for the license that very same day. So in my case, if you watch the first videos I put up there, I posted the first video. I stated that because of my military background, as part of Massachusetts state law, we are not required to take the firearm safety course, and are therefore not required to have the firearm safety certificate accompanied with the application. So I did not have to have that. So I saved myself an extra $150 or whatever the cost may be for the actual course, and I just paid for the cost of the license fee. So and honestly, the officer whom I spoke to on the phone to make my appointment, he first asked me, okay, do you have your money in hand? Do you have your application filled out? And do you have your certification? I answered yes to both the first two, and no to the last what part about the certification. And he's like, well, no, you need to have that. I was like, actually, I don't. Blah blah. You guys know what I said in the first video. Anyways, so so back to, I got a little sidetracked. Back to your question. What is it that you should say to the chief? Be honest. When I say be honest, be yourself. Don't try and be someone that you're not. They're interviewing you. It's like, I know, you might say, well, for a job, you might, you put on like that job face, right? No, in this is something a little different. You're going for your a license to carry a firearm, a weapon. Okay. Don't try and BS them. They might see through the BS, or they will see through the BS, and they might deny you. I can't say for sure, 100% for sure, but they might. So be yourself. When they talk to you, just talk to them like you would talk to anybody else. I know it might seem a little nerve-wracking because you're going to talk to an officer, and with the current climate, some people might say, "Oh yeah, blah blah." Look, I'm not going to get into that. I have my views. That's not going to be for today's video. You make of it what you will. What I'm saying is, in my case, when I went to go to the interview, I spoke to the officer. We kind of shot the shit a little bit. We basically, talked about some things, as far as like, day-to-day stuff. We had some people that we knew in common. We spoke about those people. So it was a very, kind of like nonchalant, like, very cavalier type of conversation. So, and that was him interviewing me. He was gauging me for who I was, from the conversation that we were having. So, some people might be different, depending on the town, depending on the department. I know there are some towns in Massachusetts, they do not want to give you a license to carry. They're like, they're of the thought process that they can say no, to your Second Amendment right. I mean, that's kind of the BS that we live in, but that's what they do. So, I mean, you should be, as long as you're a law-abiding citizen, you don't have anything, to hide, they shouldn't say no to you. But I can't speak for everybody in every town. So yes, I have my license already. Just give you a quick little, it's right here. It's my license right here. Okay. It's my license. I have it. I got it back in October. I didn't actually get my pistol that I wanted until, I want to say April, May. So just to give you a quick little nugget, just before the YouTube gods get mad at me. Yes, it is empty. No magazine inside there's no magazine inside the well. Okay, let's look down there. Nothing. Do look away. Do look back. Check it with the finger. Again, there's nothing inside this firearm. It is a cleared weapon. Obviously, my finger's off the trigger, and so this is what I ended up getting is a Smith & Wesson M&P 40 Shield, single stack weapon. Very small. You can see my pinky kind of hangs off of it. That's another video for another day for a review on that weapon. And there's also going to be another video coming up in upcoming days in regards to things that I did not think about after applying for my LTC. Things that I should have thought about before purchasing my firearm. But thing is, things that were kind of maybe obvious, but you just kind of you may not think about it. But anyways, so yes, I got the license. Yes, I've got a firearm. It took some time to get the firearm, not because of any kind of background checks or anything like that, but because of coronavirus. For all of you that know, obviously, and realize that certain things were shut down. One of them being FFLs were allowed to be open, I believe, but they were not allowed to sell anything to us. So in other words, if you tried to purchase a firearm and they went to go run your, the background check and all that, it'd be a flag and they wouldn't be able to do it. So I basically purchased what I wanted to purchase and I had to wait. I actually purchased another Smith & Wesson Shield M&P 40 from another vendor out of state. It was an awesome deal. I thought it was a great deal. But the problem was that they don't ship to the state. Downfall of being in Massachusetts. Again, that's a video for another day. There are people out there who are advocating, and we should all be advocating for ourselves as well, for our Second Amendment rights and things of that nature in this state, to try to help to get rid of some of the BS laws that are out there for us, or regulations that are against us. Again, video for another day. We're not going to get into that right now. Anyways, so yes, I have it. Someone else also before asked, what the interview process was like. They said they took the basic firearm safety course. It was very like, nonchalant, casual conversation. That's all it was. So be yourselves. That's what the advice I have to you guys at the end of the day is: be yourselves, be honest, be upfront with them. They're there to interview to make sure that you're not a fool or an idiot. Because again, you are getting a license to carry a firearm, a weapon. It's nothing different than getting a license to drive. I know I hate to use that comparison because there are a lot of idiots on the road. But in this case, this officer is there to make sure that, or try to make sure that you're someone who's a law-abiding citizen, and that they should be able to give you a license to be able to exercise your Second Amendment right. So be upfront, be honest, just be yourself, relax. And I say relax, I mean relax. Just be yourself. So that's the updated video. Now you guys know. I will, like I said, I'm going to be doing another video soon in regards to things that I did not think about. There's a few things that I did not think about before purchasing my firearm and before even applying for my license. And I did a lot of research beforehand. And yes, I'm military. That doesn't mean that I know how to, carry in the civilian world. Okay. Carrying in the uniform and carrying in the civilian world are two different things. So to give you guys a quick little nugget of information to go on with after this right here, once you do get your license, having your license to carry is definitely a responsibility, but having the firearm itself is even more of a responsibility, especially when you've got family, and that means like, a spouse and children. But it's also not just that too. It's not just that, but it's also a responsibility to your fellow citizens out there in the public. License to carry does not give you the right to brandish it like a fool, and show it off. Okay. It's there for your protection. It's there to defend. And we don't want to have to use it if we don't have to. So be mindful, because I've just got, because I've been recently carrying, since I've had my license and I've got my firearm, I've been carrying every single day when possible. To become more efficient, proficient with my weapon, and comfortable and to be more comfortable with my weapon on my body, on my person. There's a lot of trial and error as far as how you carry, and when you're carrying. So I did not just start walking out the door with a fully with a fully loaded firearm and one in the chamber. It was fully loaded, but there was not one in the chamber. My firearm that I have, I did not show you, but that does. I'll actually like to show you real quick. Again, cleared. It's cleared. Okay. On this firearm right here, if you guys can see. Okay, that right there is a thumb safe. Thumb safety. So that weapon right there has a thumb safety as well as the trigger. But the reason why I keep thumb safety on that weapon at all times is because it came with a 3-pound trigger. So the trigger was modified prior to me purchasing the weapon because I purchased it used. So therefore, someone had already made a modification to the weapon prior to me purchasing it. I do not feel comfortable and safe walking out the door with a fully loaded weapon, one in the chamber, and with a 3-pound safety. I'm still afraid that I could potentially have to draw and shoot myself or have just a negligent discharge, period. I don't want that. So be mindful of things like that. And just be comfortable with your weapon. You have to get comfortable doing, carrying this weapon daily, on a daily basis. If you're going to do that, if you're going to do so. Some of you out there might just get one just to have in your home. Even still, be comfortable with your weapon. Know your weapon. Be comfortable with having it in your home. Just having it in the home is not good enough. You have to be comfortable with it, because if something happens, God forbid, and you're not comfortable with your weapon, your mental state in those stressful times is not going to be that of what you need to have. You need to, and be able to have the motor skills and the mechanics to do what you need to do to defend your family or yourself. So again, this is going to be a much more in-depth video. for a later date. There are other people out there who have some similar things that they're going to say to you as in regards to that stuff. But for now, that's a quick update for you guys. And if you like what you see, please like, subscribe, hit that notification button right there so you guys can get some notifications as to when my next video is going to be, when they pop up. And leave any comments, please. Good, bad, or otherwise. If you like the video, don't like the video, sound quality is off, something, anything will help to improve my videos. I'll take the criticism. All right. Till next time, stay safe, stay frosty, and hope you don't have to ever use a weapon in a situation ever.